Hey y'all, happy New Year's. And y'all know that I don't vlog, but I feel like this is necessary to go in the video. So I'll explain everything else when I get home, when I get settled. So I drove back to South Carolina and I was heading back and I'm like very tired. I haven't got any sleep and I had to drive like a few hours. It wasn't too bad, but it's far enough or whatever. I was heading back and I'm tired. And around this time, I'm usually back home. I'm not far from home at all. I just needed to stop, take a break, because I really am tired. I haven't gotten no sleep past 2 nights. And I have my blanket right here with me. You know it gets cold or whatever. So I'm just going to catch me a quick little power nap and head back. I'm right here by Bojangles. And they finna pull up at any minute. But yeah, I'm really tired. And I usually just drive right back home, but I had while I was down there longer than I intended to be at first though. But see y'all in a little while. I just want my bed. Hey y'all, so I got back home around like 10 something this morning. So let me give y'all a little story time. I actually got pulled over. It was a little scary. I went ahead and told the police, like, being honest, what exactly went on. And I also told them that I had a few, well, not a few, but like a few bites of the Delta 8 gummies. And told them where I was from, you know, headed back home or whatever. I'm just the type, when I drive out of town, I try to get to as close back to my house as possible if I'm gonna be talking about stopping and taking a nap or whatever. But y'all, my sleep literally caught up with me. So my weekend went as planned, but at the same time it didn't. So when I got to where I was going, I ended up leaving and I was gonna go to another place, right? Another spot. And y'all, I was so tired. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna feel like going. And like I was on top of that, like 10 minutes before I got there, I had took a few of the gummies or whatever. And I was like, well, for one, I need to get more gas. I usually have my gas tank completely full before I leave the house. But I had so much to do yesterday before I even headed out of town that, my tank, it wasn't like I was on a quarter tank of gas. It was close to full, over halfway, but it wasn't like all the way full, if that makes sense. So, I was nervous and praying. I was like, oh my gosh. Because, you know, the police don't play around the holidays. And I was driving slow. And if I'm not comfortable driving the speed limit, I'm not driving the speed limit. I went through some fog. The sky started to look very scary. The clouds was looking all dark. So I stopped for a little bit, checked the weather. And I'm like, okay, I'll be straight to go home. And long story short, they told me, they was like, look, it's a Bojangles right down the road if you want to pull there and, you know, take you a nap. They was just like, you know, we don't want anything to happen to you. Both of them were very nice cops. I actually shook their hands when they left. They gave me a warning ticket. They was just like, hey, it doesn't go in the system or nothing. It's just a warning ticket. I didn't even know they still gave out warning tickets. Like, y'all don't understand how lucky and blessed that I was. Now, when I travel out of town, I always, you know, pray for a safe travel and safe return. Especially being a woman, traveling can be a little dangerous sometimes. So, yeah, y'all, that's how my New Year's Eve went. But I did get to see the fireworks. Like, I saw some fireworks. And I was just like, okay. And then when I went out of town this time, I drove to a different part of town that I don't normally go to. So I got to see that, you know, that part of the town. And yeah, long story short, I was just a little too sleep deprived and I pushed myself too hard. I don't like saying push myself too hard because, you know, I push myself hard for a reason. But yeah, that's the little mini story time on my New Year's Eve. And I'll see y'all in the next clip. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning back in. Once again, Happy New Year's. Today is Sunday, January the 1st. And I got, you know, came home, got my sleep, you know, back to my regular schedule tomorrow. And as y'all can see by the title, well, the second title of the video, I'm gonna be talking about, this is why you shouldn't go to job corps. So y'all seen in this video how I was talking about why you should attend Job Corps. I did speak on part of why you shouldn't, but I wanted to make that a separate video. And shout out to Unique Beauty. She inspired me to make the videos talking about Job Corps. She talked about her experience, so I just wanted to touch on my experience. You know, everybody's gonna be different. You know, don't compare yourself to me or anybody else. This is just gonna be tips. And I'm just, you know, pretty much telling you what to watch out for and what you need to be cautious of and all that. My baby wipes in the car. And I'm gonna be doing my eyebrows. Y'all, I have gotten so much better with doing my eyebrows. I'm so proud of myself. So y'all know I attended Job Corps back in 2018. It's been a few years ago since I've been. And, you know, I can't speak too much on it now. I mean, I can give you my experience. But I know with like COVID and everything, it's probably changed a little bit. But for the most part, not much, which I doubt that it's changed much. Oh, this is hard to do and record. But when you go to Job Corps, you're gonna have a schedule. You're not gonna have your own schedule. There is no such thing as your own schedule. You're gonna get up anywhere around like 6 in the morning, and you're gonna be back in your dorm maybe around like 4 in the afternoon. And I remember on Fridays, I think we got out 2 hours early. So I think we got out of class at like 2:30 on Fridays. And you're not allowed to have your car. You're gonna have to take their transportation that they provide. They do have trips to Walmart, and they do have field trips and stuff. You know, it's not like you're gonna be locked in. But yeah, that's the first thing. So don't expect the full independence even though you are an adult. The ages range at the one that I went to, ages range from 16 to 25. But, you know, if you did everything you were supposed to do, you know, you stayed out of trouble, stayed out of all the extra stuff, they did let you stay until you were 26. Education, like I said, it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't got to pay for anything. It's funded by the government. But of course, that comes with a price. You're around a lot of very immature people. Y'all, and the way that I like to think of it is, you know, we have cousins. Like, think of your cousins that you have that are like still living like they're in high school, kind of like the world revolves around them as if somebody owes them something. You'll be recording, and then just as soon as you start recording, somebody be calling you or texting you. I had literally just got a phone call. But yeah, and pretty much just going in as an adult, it's a lot. Because it's, when you get on the phone with them and you're asking questions, they're not going to tell you everything. Their main thing is they're going to make it seem like it's just like college and just that, like I said. But I already knew what I was getting myself into, though. Because like I said, my stepsister and one of my cousins, they attended Job Corps years ago when I was really little. They attended Job Corps. So, you know, I was already knowing how it was. Honestly, at the time, I was doing it because my uncle had found out about the program, told me about the program. And I really did it because it's what he wanted me to do. But now that I'm older, I'm glad that I did it. Because it was a good life experience. It was a good lesson learner. I do wish that I took it a lot more seriously back then. But like I said, I was 18 when I was there. I turned 19. I was fresh out of high school, still trying to figure out life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a lot of pressure being a teenager. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't go back to being a teenager for all the money in the world. I couldn't do it. Like, I already went through enough being a teenager. But, you know, that experience, I'm glad I did get it. But Honestly, would I go back? If I could, yeah, I would go back. But, you know, now, like, I have so many bills and stuff, you know, I'm way older now than I was back then. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of bills. Yeah, I think that's going to be good because I don't think I'm finna do all that concealer and stuff like I did yesterday. But not bad, y'all, right? I just hate that I left my lip gloss in the car. And then you have people that are always on your case, like people that's always on your case. People that they don't know how to stay out. They don't know how to mind their own business for minding somebody else's. And when you the quiet type, when you don't really talk, when you only talk to specific or certain people, or when you're just focused on you and really nobody else, when you're not really like me, I'm cut from a different cloth. I don't fit in with a crowd of people. That's how I am. You know, they're gonna look at you as stuck up. And look what I found. I really thought I left it in the car, but it's gonna pretty much feel like middle school to sum everything up. But do what you're supposed to do, and you move up a level, and you'll eventually be able to get a part-time or a full-time job that you can bring in some extra income. So stay out of the drama. It's gonna be hard. Did I say it was gonna be easy? Because it's not. You literally gonna have people that are going to pick with you. And like, listen, a lot of these people, they're gonna be older than you. They're gonna be older than you, or literally right at your age. And the fact that they have nothing to do with their lives, or the fact that their life is going the way it's going, they're the type of people, you know how miserable people are. They have to blame the entire world before they take self-responsibility for themselves. You got people making up rumors about you. I don't suggest, period, that you date while being at Job Corps. I don't. And only because it's Job Corps, I can't really even speak on it too much. Like, y'all gonna see when you get there. But I will say, I don't feel like it's nothing that you can't handle. I was there for, in total, actually about 4 months. Because, you got to count the little 6-week process when you first get there. But it ain't nothing that you can't handle. But you just got to be very focused. If you're not focused, then, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say it ain't going to go good for you. But if you're not focused, it's not going to flow properly. Now you do have the staff there to help you. You have you have guidance counselors. You have people, especially if you're interested in the military. Me, that's not my thing, but they have people that come by just about every week to talk about the military, no matter what branch you're interested in. And definitely, please get into advanced training after finishing your trades. I think you have to do a few trades, or at least, I can't remember how many trades you have to do before you go into advanced training, but definitely take advantage of that. Remember, it's completely paid for. The center that I went to, I'll go ahead and tell you, it was Old Dominion Job Corps Center in Monroe, Virginia. They had their advanced training up north in another state. Can't remember which exact state. I know they had an LPN nursing program. I believe it may have been in New Jersey for when you go to advanced training, but I think they may have different areas for different advanced trainings, just depending on the trade. And yeah, you have a Monday through Friday schedule. Now, you still do have holidays and stuff off. Certain holidays, certain times out of the week, just like regular school, you get out of school early, or they might not have class, period, for that day. My favorite thing to do was they had fast food Fridays. So we get out of class, of course, early on a Friday, and they would take us to Chipotle, to McDonald's, Wendy's, all those little outlets. And the rules that they have there, it can really make you feel like you're back in middle school. It's just like, why am I being treated like a kid? Kind of like that. They're so
specific with really small things. Like the way that my bed is now, like you can't sit in your room with your bed like this, you know, unless you're laying in the bed. Even on the weekends, they want you to make the bed. Sometimes I had my days, it's just like, I'm gonna be in my room all day. There's no need for me to really sit up here and make the bed. But now every morning I make my bed. Now, yeah. Now every morning, just about every morning I make my bed. It's actually, now that I'm older, that's part of being productive. Starting your day off, making your bed is actually the first accomplishment of the day. And I don't have nothing much else to say but that. So don't expect the freedom and independence like it would be on a college campus. I don't want to sit here and repeat myself. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for this video. Thank y'all so much for tuning back in. Let me know y'all's experiences. I'm just going to say it's going to be rough. You know what I'm saying? But once you done, and remember, it is self-paced. There's no specific deadline. So you have no excuse not to get your stuff and go. So that's all I got for this video. Thank y'all so much for tuning back in. I hope y'all are having a great new year. I'm still tired, and I'm praying this week is really good. I kind of have a week ahead of me. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning back in, and make sure you like and comment and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.